Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, ex-fiance says he saw a woman beat 3-year-old. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Prosecutors say he's an eyewitness to the brutal attacks that left a 3-year-old dead at the hands of her own mother. Michael Rivera was Caitlin Marin's fiance on November 25, 2014, when he says Marin beat Brielle Gage twice because she wet herself and wanted to get some food.
Started banging her head on the floor repeatedly, and then give her a kick, and Brielle was unconscious.
Marin is on trial for second-degree murder and manslaughter. Rivera described Marin as out of control during the two attacks and described Gage as looking horrible the next morning when he insisted Marin call for help.
When you told her to call 911, did she do it immediately?
She hesitated.
Did she say anything about being arrested?
She did.
What did she say?
She said, "I'm going to go to jail."
But under cross-examination, Rivera admitted to a whole range of lies to police. He admitted that he fled the apartment, didn't render aid or use one of his 4 cell phones to call for help, and started to build an alibi. Defense lawyers say Rivera's testimony is only to save his own skin, but Rivera tearfully told the court he loved the child.
Did you kill her?
I did not.
Who did?
Caitlin Marin?
This woman right here?
Yes.
Why did you stop her?
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do.
Michael Rivera will continue his testimony on the witness stand tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Nashua, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Dairy farmers struggle to deal with ongoing drought. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Our hay crop has just taken a real devastating hit.
This grass should be thigh-high by now, but instead it looks like someone's front lawn, and the corn should be close to 9 feet tall.
At least it's not all completely dried up.
A positive note, but since it's the food these animals depend on, farmers are being forced to look elsewhere for feed. With low milk prices, they are feeling the pinch.
At $1.37 a gallon for milk, when you need $2 a gallon to pay for purchased feed, it's almost 70 cents a gallon we lose.
It costs $4.50 a day to feed a cow. With 72 grazing on this farm, it adds up quickly.
In general, everybody has been affected, and the hay crop or field corn, it cannot be irrigated because we're talking of acreage of field. So that's why it's not something that you can supplement with irrigation.
And this dry weather isn't only hitting New Hampshire, but all of New England and other parts of the Northeast as well.
The supply might be or will be in short supply, so we are at this point kind of determining, what are going to be the actions that needs to be taken.
Alan Smith says this is the 3rd dry summer he's suffered through, not to mention dealing with a lack of snow this past winter.
How much can you really take here on the farm when it comes to year after year of droughts?
I don't know. This might be the year. I think New Hampshire's lost 20 farms already this year, not just because of the field farm conditions, but the prices and stuff. And so, it's just 2 more years of dry conditions that are really going to impact a lot of people.
The governor has declared drought emergencies in Rockingham County and 2 others in the state, and that would mean that dairy farmers would be eligible for low-interest loans, but they say they have already accrued so much debt, it's really not the fix that they're looking for. Reporting in Newington, Heather Hamill, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Man accused of indecent exposure seeks another chance. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
23-year-old Michael Maynard faced a judge Wednesday by video. He's been charged with 3 felony counts of indecent exposure after exposing himself in public this week, something Maynard says happened because of stress.
Besides maybe scaring a couple people with my stupid acts, I'm harmless. And it was stupid, I know, and I'm sorry.
Maynard is accused of first exposing himself here at the Circle K. Employees found him in the bathroom with the door open, inappropriately touching himself while looking in the mirror and holding his cell phone. According to police, a few hours later, Maynard was seen going through the drive-thru with his pants around his ankles at this Dunkin' Donuts. Maynard was then seen outside the men's bathroom inside the Dunkin' Donuts touching himself again. According to prosecutors, this wasn't his first offense. He was convicted of indecent exposure back in March.
As part of that case, he was placed on probation. He was ordered to get a psychosexual evaluation.
But according to prosecutors, Maynard neglected to get the evaluation and did not seek treatment. But now Maynard is asking for a second chance.
I just want the help so I can get out of this, all of it, you know. I'm not a bad person, I'm a good-hearted person. I wouldn't hurt anybody, honestly.
Right now, Maynard is being held on $5,000 cash bail. If released, Maynard will not be allowed to have contact with minors and will not be allowed in any retail bathrooms in the entire state. He will also have to complete a counseling program.
And if you come back with a plan showing me that you're doing that, I wouldn't be opposed to changing bail. But right now, this is what I feel I need to do to protect the community.
Again, Maynard is being held on $5,000 cash bail. He will be back in court August 26. Live in Salem, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Meet the new conservative operatives running Trump's campaign. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
0% on select Subaru models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through August 31st.
Now to breaking political news. Donald Trump shaking up his campaign this morning with a new manager and CEO. After talking law and order outside Milwaukee overnight, that city rocked by recent police protests. ABC's Tom Yamas is on the trail in Wisconsin with the latest. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. It is a new day for the Trump campaign. Trump, who once said he didn't need a pollster, has now promoted his pollster to campaign manager. And as he hopes to expand his base, he's brought in an ultra-conservative news executive to serve as campaign CEO. Trump himself says he's not changing, but his campaign clearly is. Overnight, Donald Trump shaking up his campaign, promoting pollster Kellyanne Conway to campaign manager and hiring Stephen Bannon, chairman of Breitbart News, as campaign CEO. Trump saying in a statement, they are extremely capable, highly qualified people who love to win and know how to win. The campaign keeping Paul Manafort on as chairman, but the changes come just 82 days before the election.
America first. America first.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Positive economic conditions could soon warrant an interest rate hike, feds say. Federal Reserve officials anticipate that because of improved economic conditions, a hike in interest rates was or would soon be warranted. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.